Welcome friends to the 2027 Dodge Charger. This is going to be everything you need to know regarding the 2027 model year of the Charger, and these are your official updates from the company themselves. But first, let's talk about what the Charger is and the various trim levels. All right, so for this new generation of the Charger, both the 2-door and the 4-door, they are both going to be referred to as the Charger. There is no more Challenger now. All right, and you have the gas model, which is split between the RT and the Scat Pack. So the Scat Pack, that's going to be your more high output version with more power, but make no mistake, both models utilize an inline-6 turbo engine. Then we have the all-electric model. These all-electric versions are going to be referred to as the Daytona Scat Pack and the Scat Pack Plus. The Plus just means more features, and that same thing applies to the gas models as well. There's Plus models associated with both the RT and the Scat Pack gas model, but the Daytona name, that's for the EV only. And you are able to build the 2027 Chargers on the Dodge website right now, and they're also available for sale right now. If you do a nationwide search, there's about 350 2027 model years on the lot, or at least in transit. Now let's go through some of the highlights of the 2027 Charger. So these vehicles, they come with standard all-wheel drive. And as mentioned before, the RT and the Scat Pack, they are going to be powered by the twin-turbo 6-pack engine. That's what Dodge calls it, but it's really an inline-6. And with the RT, it's going to be producing 420 horsepower. The Scat Pack, that's going to be the high output version of the twin-turbo 6-pack engine. It's going to have 550 horsepower. Now the Daytona, the all-electric version, that comes with 670 horsepower, also with all-wheel drive. And similar to the BMW M vehicles, you are able to switch the vehicle from all-wheel drive to pure rear-wheel drive if you want. And for 2027, the Dodge Charger lineup, it does get 25 new customization options. We have a new interior color known as petrol blue, and that's going to be with your performance leather seats. And you also get the demonic red seat belts, so they haven't left the demonic or the satanic naming scheme. They still got that. But anyway, we do have a new satin black painted hood available for the 6-pack powered Charger models. We also get a new orange and black brake calipers with the Brembo packages. And the 2027 Charger Daytona, the electric, it's going to be the first Stellantis model to launch with the NACS charging port and the ability to charge at Tesla supercharger stations. And the final highlight that we have, it's going to be the new factory Mopar graphics, which include the Charger blade stripes and the dual stripes. That's going to be available in the following colors: the gloss red, the satin black, and the satin white. Once again, ordering, it's going to be available now, and they claim that the 2027 model year vehicles will be arriving at dealerships in Q3 of 2026, but as we can see, they're pretty much already in transit to dealerships right now. Now let's go through more details regarding the 2027 Dodge Charger. I will be sharing with you the press releases for these vehicles on the screen along with the spec sheets. That way you will know everything there is to know regarding the new 2027 Charger. And this video will be quite lengthy because we also have a Super B launch edition with 600 horsepower, and there's also going to be a limited run of the purple Haze exterior color as well. So those are going to be two separate press releases, but I'm going to be covering at least the highlights of those two in this video as well, so you can be well informed. Now let's first talk about the RT model with the 6-pack engine. So with the 3-liter Hurricane twin turbo inline-6 engine, or the 6-pack engine, with the RT we have 420 horsepower and 468 pounds-feet of torque. It does 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds and the quarter mile in 12.9 seconds. The high output version, the Scat Pack, with effectively the same engine, we have 550 horsepower and 531 pounds-feet of torque. This will do 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds and the quarter mile in 12.2. Again, they both come standard with all-wheel drive, and that's cool. And we also have that on-demand rear-wheel drive mode, so it allows drivers to send 100% of the torque to the rear wheels at the push of a button. And you can do line lock, launch control, you can do burnouts. And the Daytona Scat Pack, the electric vehicle, also with all-wheel drive, it's got 670 horsepower, 627 pounds-feet of torque, does 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds and a quarter mile in 11.5 seconds. And it's also got like a boost mode, which Dodge calls it the Power Shot, which can deliver an additional 40 horsepower for 10 seconds on demand. This electric Scat Pack, the Daytona, it's got that Fratzonic chambered exhaust, and this vehicle also comes with the standard drift mode and the donut mode, and we have up to 267 miles of range with the Daytona Scat Pack. And new for 2027, we have the native NACS port and the ability to charge at the Tesla supercharging network. I'm also going to have the full spec sheets on the screen for you to check out, as mentioned before. With the standard output RT model of the 6-pack engine, you can run it on 87 octane regular fuel. However, 91 octane and above is recommended, and with the high output version, they do require 91 octane fuel and up. Obviously, the V8s are gone. We know that already. Now, is there a fuel economy benefit to all of this? Well, the standard output can do 17 city, 26 highway. The high output will do 16 city, 23 highway. But when you really drive a turbo engine hard, the real world fuel economy can certainly suffer. The engines are made in Mexico. However, the vehicle is actually assembled in Ontario, Canada. These vehicles, they come with the TorqueFlite 8-speed automatic transmission, no manual transmission. These vehicles are physically massive. We have a 121-inch wheelbase, and the overall length, it's over 206 inches. And these cars, they are quite hefty. The RT models, both the 2-door and the 4-door, they weigh over 4,700 pounds. And the Scat Packs weigh even more. A 2-door Scat Pack is going to be 4,865 pounds. The 4-door, 4,915 pounds. Yeah, the all-wheel drive system was cool. It worked similar to BMW's M cars, but those M cars like the M3s and the M4s, they weigh far less than these Chargers. Sure, they cost a lot more, but actually if you stay tuned until the end, I can share with you how you can save a substantial amount of money on new luxury cars. But yeah, the weight is quite unfortunate. However, one interesting thing is the Charger Coupe and the 4-door, they are actually hatchbacks. So we have over 22 cubic feet of space in both vehicles with the rear seats up. That's impressive, I like that. But keep in mind, there's also the electric Daytona model, and that weighs even more, 5,778 pounds for the Scat Pack 2-door, and the 4-door Daytona, it's going to be 5,828 pounds. Yeah, these vehicles, they need to drop in weight by at least 500 pounds for both the EV and the gas model. That would be ideal. The EV does maintain the same level of cargo capacity, and yes, the 2-door and the 4-door, they are both the same length, 206 inches. Now, back to what's new for 2027. I mentioned the petrol blue performance leather seats. You can get that along with the digital / perforation and the red stitching for the Scat Pack models. And also there's the high-backed performance leather seat option for the Scat Pack, including the demonic red and the black leather / suede. The demonic red seat belts are available across the lineup for 2027. I talked about the satin black painted hood for the RT and the Scat Pack 6-pack models. When you go with the Brembo packages, you can get the orange and black brake calipers. We have the standard NACS port on the Daytonas. We have those expanded factory Mopar graphics, including the Charger blade on the side and the strobe stripes. And we also have the dual stripes in gloss red, satin white, and in satin black. We also have Mopar accessory glass roof sunshade, which are going to join the already available all-weather interior package and the all-weather floor mats / cargo mats. As standard, the RT model will come with the mechanical limited slip rear differential. We have a performance-tuned exhaust. We have the 12.3-inch center infotainment screen along with the 10.25-inch digital gauge cluster. However, a 16-inch digital gauge cluster, it is optional. We do have the pistol grip shifter and blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, along with many other safety tech features. They do come standard. When you go with the RT Plus, you will be getting more premium features like the ventilated 8-way power seats and the heated rear seats. You will be getting the memory seats along with the power column steering. We have the 64 color ambient lights. You get the navigation, the 16-inch digital cluster with the heads-up display, a 360 camera, wireless phone charging, the power rear hatch, the turn signal activated blind spot view monitor, similar to Hyundai and Kia. And regarding the high output Scat Pack models, the standard Scat Pack, it's going to be coming with the twin 54mm Garrett GT 2054 turbos with up to 30 psi of boost. You have the standard line lock and launch control. We have the dual mode active exhaust and the performance suspension. This is what you get standard on a regular Scat Pack. You also get the 15-inch vented rotors with the Brembo 6-piston fixed front calipers and the floating rears. We also get the mechanical limited slip differential here, multiple drive modes, and plenty of safety tech features. The Scat Pack Plus is going to add the full leatherette trim and seat inserts. You get the ventilated front seats and the heated rear seats, along with the memory settings. You have the 64 color ambient lights and pretty much all of the other same features found on the RT Plus. And we do have the official prices for the 2027 Dodge Charger. Regarding the pure gas models, the pricing has not changed. And RT, it's going to start at $49,995 for the coupe, and the 4-doors, they do cost more money than the coupe. And the Scat Pack Plus coupe, it's going to be $59,990, so that's your range. Once again, the 4-door costs more. However, for the EV, the Daytona, they have increased the price by like over 12 grand. Why? Well, I have noticed that across the board, all of these car manufacturers have really limited the availability of EVs. They have cut the production because the demand for them simply isn't there. So instead of providing us with deep discounts, what they're doing is they're cutting the supply, and the few people that actually want EVs and like EVs, they're just milking those few people now. I mean, Dodge is doing a great job of that. This is just unheard of. Over a 12K increase. I mean, yeah, it's a powerful car, but still, I'm just speaking for myself personally, but there's not a single fiber of my being that makes me want to desire or even like this car in any way, shape, or form. And I was the biggest Dodge fanboy there ever was. The Challenger was like my most favorite car for the longest time, especially in 08 when that 6.1 SRT8 came out, finished in orange with the black stripes. Oh man, that was game over. I've been lusting after that car for years. The 2015 redesign, forget about it. I had to pick one up at that point. So I actually did own a Scat Pack Challenger with the 6-speed manual. This was back in 2021. Loved that car. It was brilliant. I love the manual. I love the 3 or 4 different V8s that they offered. It was epic. The swagger, the demeanor of that car. I mean, my car was all blacked out. It was just a nice, menacing, aggressive looking ride, with or without the wide body kit, mind you. However, this I cannot love. I'm not saying that it's bad value or anything like that. It's impressive what it's offering. It's plenty of power. The all-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive, it's a nice touch. Hatchback is cool. However, I just don't want it. Comment below, let me know your thoughts. Aside from the V8, just looking at it, do you desire this? Do you like the way it looks? Are you actually in the market for this? But we're still not done yet, because we also have the new Super B to talk about. Okay, that's new for 2027. It's going to be based upon the high-output 6-pack model, and the Super B, it's going to be producing 600 horsepower. Dodge claims 3.6 second 0 to 60 and 11.8 second quarter mile time. Some of the engine enhancements for this 600 horsepower Super B include a 56mm Garrett turbochargers. We have a larger cooling system, and we also have retuned engine calibration. We also get upgraded brakes, functional aerodynamics, and the unique Charger Super B cooling and aerodynamic upgrades increase the 6-pack cooling capacity by more than 50%. And this is available in either the coupe or the 4-door. But the Charger Super B, it comes with the 16-inch Brembo vented rotors with the 6-piston front, 4-piston rear brake calipers. It provides 3 times more brake fade resistance than any 6-pack powered Charger, and double the brake fade resistance to the previous generation SRT Charger, all right? And these vehicles, they come with the 20 by 11 inch forged wheels wrapped in the Goodyear Eagle F1 Supercar 3 tires. It's going to be 305 wide at all 4 corners. The Super B also has the dual valve adaptive damping suspension. The Super B Launch Edition, it's going to be offered exclusively in 3 exterior colors. One of them new for 2027, it's going to be the Sucker Punch and the Shady color, along with the Diamond Black. Exterior features are going to be the Gloss Black or Sucker Punch body side Stinger Super B graphics. We have the Gloss Black 20-inch wheels with the Hyper Lime brake calipers and other touches throughout the interior as well. And the Super B Launch Edition, it will be offered as a limited production model. Pricing and availability details will be announced later this year. Those are your highlights regarding the Super B. Once again, I will have the official press release on the screen for you to check out. Once again, it's 600 horsepower and 531 pounds-feet of torque. Now, is this more desirable? Do you guys like the way the Super B looks? Comment below. Once again, the Super B, not really changing my mind. I still do not really want this sadly. And I will also say this vehicle, it does look slightly better in person. I will give it that. I've seen a couple of them running around, not a lot, mind you, a few, and it looks marginally better in person. Anyway, moving on, we also have a limited run of the Purple Haze exterior color. It's supposed to celebrate the Charger's 60th anniversary. So Dodge introduces the new Purple Haze, a first ever exterior color for Dodge and for the Charger. Of course, there was like a purple color that was famous back in the 60s, and even the previous generation, Charger and Challenger had some type of a very cool purple color, but this is just a different shade, and it is a limited run of the Purple Haze exclusive for the 2027 model year. This color, it features a high gloss finish that shifts in the sunlight, and Dodge claims that muscle car customers crave color choice. Exterior color is nearly 3 times more important in the full-size car segment compared to the industry overall, okay? And available across the 2027 Charger lineup, the Purple Haze is open for orders now in the US at an MSRP price of $795. So if you want the color, there you go. But yeah, that's everything you need to know regarding the 2027 Dodge Charger. Again, comment below, let me know your thoughts. There are some rumors saying that the Hellcat engine should be making its way back into the Charger, and I believe it. In fact, there is some type of a 6-figure high-performance Charger in the works, and that should be coming with like a 777 horsepower Hellcat engine. I even saw a rumor regarding the Jeep Grand Cherokee Trailhawk coming back with the supercharged V8, apparently for like a next generation Grand Cherokee though. Again, those are just rumors. Regardless though, the thing about this Charger is, even if it did come with a V8 or a Hellcat engine, I don't know, something about the way this car looks, I just don't love it and I don't really want it. Now, the crazy 6-figure Charger, that looked completely different. It was supposed to be like a pseudo like track Dodge Viper ACR type of a car. Again, not a Viper replacement, but that sort of track-oriented high-performance model. That's apparently what Dodge is working on for the Charger. But again, we'll have to see about that. When the official press release comes out, I will be sure to cover it on this channel. But if you do like the Charger and you're interested in buying one of these, when you do a nationwide search, there's over 9,400 new Chargers available for sale throughout the entire country. Again, over 350 of them are the 2027 model year, but still over 9,000 2026s to choose from. And for sure, the 2026, that's going to be your best chance of scoring a deep discount on one of these Chargers. At the bare minimum, I would not touch this thing without 10 to 12% off the sticker price. That's the bare minimum, 10 to 12% off plus rebates. That's what to ask for, and you should be able to easily get that. Any dealership that says no or wouldn't even consider it, just hang up, ignore them immediately. Me personally, I would need to get like 20% off the sticker price. I would call around until I get that discount plus incentives. That's the only way I'm interested in this. When you do like a search online to see what the invoice price is for these Dodge Chargers, the delta between invoice to MSRP, it's a little over $1,000 when you look on the JD Power website. And you already know these dealerships are going to show you the invoice price saying that, oh, look, this is what we bought the car for. You're asking for way under invoice. We just can't do that. Don't ever fall for that, okay? The companies that offer a low margin between invoice to MSRP, they offer a lot of money in holdback and marketing cash and even more money, so they get plenty of kickbacks from the manufacturer. Invoice is just a ploy for dealerships to show us the invoice price and act like that's what they bought it for, so we don't ask for a deep discount, but don't fall for that. And I promise in the video that I can share with you a resource to help you save money on luxury vehicles. Well, that's going to be through AutoCompanion. This is a company that I am partnered with. They're basically a car buying advocate service where they have many partner dealerships, both in the Washington, D.C. and in the California regions. And on BMWs, Audi, Mercedes, Lexus, Porsche, and more, you can save about 10 to 12% off the sticker price plus incentives. And I bring up BMW because on the M4, you can save between 8 to 9% off the sticker, the M5 sedan, 10% off the sticker, the M2, and the M5 wagon, 6% off the MSRP. Especially on the M2, that is tremendous value. That is a great coupe to look into. Sadly, the M3, no discounts there. M3 is an high demand. Everybody wants the 4-door, so that's effectively going to be MSRP. And they have some good discounts on AMG Mercs as well. So yeah, it's a different market, but still, it's great to see some high discounts on these German vehicles, and your incentives are going to stack on top. Now, to access these deals, AutoCompanion does charge a concierge fee. If you reach out to them and you mention my channel, I will be compensated, but they will also take $50 off of their fee, and I really appreciate them doing that for my audience. They can also offer you nationwide shipping. I've had 2 vehicles shipped, never had an issue, but you can also pick up in DC or in California and save on that shipping cost. They also have a free leasing calculator on their website. You can use that as well. All of their information will be in the description box of this video. If you found value with this content, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you again for watching. Take care and goodbye.